Hey Scorpio, I'm doing a reading for you for the full moon in Gemini. Yes, I know it's past the full moon. I've been getting a lot of messages all morning long. Like there's so much that you're wanting to say. I feel like there's been a space here where you've just have not been yourself. Like you have just not been showing up in the way that you're supposed to be. And I feel yeah, Scorpio, there's a space here where I feel like you could have gone through a heavy loss, like a heavy situation. Let me read that. Okay. A heavy situation here that you just have not been yourself. And I feel like there's been a lot of family and friends that have noticed that about you. There's a space here that they're really pulling in and helping you get through these spaces, right? It's been such a heavy loss, a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of confusion here as well. Scorpio, I'm trying to remember everything that's been told to me up to this point. Yeah. Scorpio, there's a space here where you're just not wanting to speak about certain things that have been bothering you here as well. First out, we have sensuality. There's a space here where you're almost wanting to like connect with the sensual side, the sexual side of yourself. But I feel like there's been a space here that's really been preventing you. Really, and the more that you're like connecting to the space, the better the opportunities are going to come in for you here as well. Yeah, Scorpio, there's a space where you've almost been like distracted, like you've been like in a space that's not at ease, a comfortable space here as well. And the more that you're connecting with that, the more you're going to be able to heal yourself, the more you're going to be able to get over like these situations here that are like frustrating you, irritating you, breaking your heart. Like I feel like there's been a lot of like a healing energy that's coming in for you here as well. Saturn is at play at this time, right? Happy New Year by the way, guys, right? Yes, I feel like there could have been a space here where you really could have lost somebody that was very close to you, and I feel like it's really been upsetting you. And I feel like there's been a lot of tears shed, a lot of like crying, a lot of fussing, a lot of cussing, like a space here where you're just trying to get yourself together to have some understanding, right? First out, we have Two of Pentacles. Once again, you're trying to get yourself together. There's been a space here where you have not felt like yourself, and I feel like there's a space here with your sensuality, with like how you're yes. So honestly, do I remember my dreams? I've been having such intense dreams. Like I find myself waking up from about 3 o'clock until probably like 7, where I'm having like conversations and they're like unreasonable, right? And I feel like the dreams that I've been having at this time have been so intense, right? Yeah, so intense. Getting back on track, sorry. Once again, I feel like we have the Two Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. There's a space here where you're trying to get like I don't know why humans dream. I really don't know why humans dream. What are we doing for those 8 hours that we're like not here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing actually? That's what I'm saying. There's a space here where you've been trying to get yourself back together since experiencing this heavy loss, right? Like, I feel like there could have been a lot of bloodshed, a lot of unexpected things. It could have been involving like animals here as well. Yeah, I feel like there's a space where you're really just trying to like focus, like get, you know, like your body, your mind, your emotions, your financial situation here as well. Like there's a lot of things that you're trying to like accumulate. And I feel like the more that you're focusing in on yourself, the less that these things that have hurt you have come up against you here as well, the less that these things will matter here as well, right? Hello, good morning, right? And then we have the sun. Once you find out like different ways to transmute this energy that's really been like bothering you, like the more there's going to be some understanding as to like how you're able to like really cultivate your magic here as well, right? And then we have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's a space here where you're really trying to understand like why these things happen, like why these people had to leave, why these situations transpired as they exactly. Exactly. Why do dogs dream? I couldn't tell you. I'm not a dog. I'm not a right. I feel like there's been an illusion as to like why these people, things, like places have separated from you. I feel like it's all been an illusion, right? I feel like the spiritual world is very much at play at this time, and I feel like you're finding out a lot of truths. Like I feel like if you've lost somebody very close to you, there's a lot of truths that are coming out about this situation, and I feel like it's not from other people. Like I feel like there's a lot of like prayer, a lot of like gratitude lists here as well. But I feel like as you're finding out these truths, like there's going to be a lot of like upset, like a lot of anxiety, a lot of confusion here as well. Like I feel like there's a space here where you're almost fearful to connect to the spiritual side at this time, because you know it's bringing up dark, uncomfortable things for you, and it's something that you're really having to deal with at this time, right? And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. There could be a Queen of Pentacles around you at this time that could be experiencing this loss, right? Moving forward, I feel like there's going to be a space where you're really allowing like yourself to transmute the energy that you've been dealing with. There's a space here where the only way you can get out of like experiencing like these emotional traumas, like these, you know, spiritual traumas here as well, is to really hone in on your gifts that God has given you, right? Like really focus in on how you can accumulate like physical things. And I feel like that's almost like pushing you away from like your emotions, like your spiritual side here as well, right? The more that you're doing this, the more that you're focusing in on more of like the physical realm, that could be a lot of self-care involving your body here as well, the better it's going to have opportunities for you, like things that you did not expect to like receive here as well. That's pushing you into a space where you could be connecting with your emotions and your words a lot more in order to like truly deal with, oh, thank you for liking, past traumas, right? Like once again, like these past traumas keep coming up, right? The more that you're connecting with your words and your emotions, the more that you're going to be able to see like a lot more change within yourself and like the physical realm around you. Like you're manifesting what's coming into your life here at this time in order to deal with whatever could have like broken your heart up to this point, right? I feel like there's a space here where you're connecting a lot more in your workspace, right? Like I feel like you're showing up early, and even if you're a little bit late, like I feel like it's on purpose. Like I feel like God is pushing you to these spaces here where the more that you're focusing in on the physical, the more that you're helping heal whatever is like going on like in your, so like almost like subconscious realm, right? And then we have the Devil card. Yeah. There's a space here where it could have been involving your workspace. There was a lot of like unhealed traumas, unhealed like past relationships, past bonds here as well. And like I feel like there's a space, especially with the Saturn energy, where you're like, instead of dealing with what's really going on, I feel like you're almost like dealing with work. I feel like you're like pushing yourself more into a space where you're working, where you're trying to like avoid what's really going on. It's helping you, but I don't feel like it's healthy, right? And then we have the King of Cups. Yeah, here you are, Scorpio. Yeah. I feel like you're almost understanding like I feel like I just want to cry. Like, I don't know, like there's a space here where you're very emotional, and I feel like in order to like almost avoid these emotions that are coming up for you, I feel like they're very dark. I feel like it's a lot of things that you're having to work through at this time. You're pushing yourself into a workspace. Like, how are you going to benefit from this pain? How are you going to turn like pain into a profit? And I feel like there's a space here where it's time for you really to start connecting with yourself and understanding like why these things are so dark, why these things are so like traumatizing here as well, right? And then we have the Temperance card. Don't go full force into the situation. I feel like there's a space here where you're really just trying to like work through things, and I feel like it's one step at a time. Like you know you're going through like a spiritual revelation here as well. You know that there's a lot of things that you're having to process, a lot of things you're having to go through, and I feel like the more that you're sitting down with yourself, we have the Eight of Swords. The more that you're sitting down with yourself and really like tuning into once again your body, like what is it you're feeling? Why is it you're feeling these things? The more you're gonna have understanding as to like how to get through these things as well, right? You're transmuting energy, and like the more you're having understanding about that, and like quit focusing in on so much as to trying to distract yourself, the better it's going to be. And then we have the Two of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords together. Yeah, there's a space here where I feel like there's been a lot of like spiritual like nagging and tugging and pulling at you, and I feel like you're just trying to avoid it, and I don't feel like that's helping you at this time, right? The more that you're tapping into the spiritual side of yourself, the more that you're going to be able to heal like whatever has been happening up to this point, right? Yeah. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. Once again, I feel like there's a space here where you're like, I feel like it's very much a masculine energy here where you're just trying to like go and do, right? No, it's time to sit down. It's like set more yourself into like a feminine energy, and I feel like the more that you're doing that, the more it's going to help you here as well, right? Oh, y'all are silly. Y'all are silly. Yeah. The more that you are tuning into yourself, how it is you're feeling, how it is you're thinking here as well, the more it's going to have like not like repercussions, but like the more that you are dealing with your emotional side instead of like pushing more into your masculine energy, the more you're tuning into your feminine energy, the better it's going to have opportunities, right? Once again, I feel like there's a lot of spiritual growth. The Six of Pentacles is sitting right under the Magician card, right? And we have the Hanged Man. Yeah. Now's more of a time for you to really start focusing in on the spiritual side, how you're feeling, why you're feeling this way, right? And I feel like there's gonna be like, I feel like you're gonna be so surprised at like the company that's coming in as to like how to like, I feel like there's a space here where you're needing healing, like you're almost needing a distraction. And I feel like it's like the love of other people that are surrounding you that are like helping you get through these things without like breaking down in tears, right? And then we have the Three of Cups. Yeah. I feel like involving this loss, ooh, involving this loss, I feel like it could be a Taurus or a Libra here as well. Somebody that you've cared very much for, somebody that you've loved unconditionally here as well. I feel like there's a space here where you're almost like forgiving. Like I feel like you're having a different understanding. Like life is too short for you to continue to go down like the same path you've been going on, right? I feel like there's been a space here where you could have gotten it in like a lot of like misunderstandings, like disagreements here with involving this energy, very much a Venusian energy here as well. And I feel like there's a space here where you're just forgiving because you know that tomorrow's not promised. And I feel like you're having a lot of understanding about this, right? And then we have the King of Wands. Yeah, this could definitely be involving an Aries, I wanted to say Libra, Leo, and Sagittarius here as well. I feel like there's been a lot of love shared, right? Like there's been a lot of care, a lot of time like spent in this energy. And I feel like you're having like a lot of memories, a lot of emotions pulling up for you at this time. And I feel like you're almost expecting them to come back in, right? But I feel like there's a space here where you're not really sure as to like what's gonna like transpire in this space, right? Yeah. Yeah. Scorpio, I feel like you're having like a lot of deep emotional things pulling up for you at this time. And it's very much Saturn. Like these are things that you've been supposed to be dealing with, right? Like yeah. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. I don't know, well, Bill, what do you call him? Yeah. There's been a space here where you're just trying to heal and get through things. There's been a lot of forgiveness, a lot of understanding here within your space and what it is you're trying to do. I feel like that once again, you're pulling from a space of love at this time, Scorpio. I don't feel like there's been a lot of things that you're like trying to like hold on to. Like I feel like there's been a lot of grudges up to this point, a lot of misunderstandings that you've just been like, I don't want to look at it, I don't want to talk about it. But I feel like moving forward, it could definitely be involving a King of Wands and a King of Pentacles here as well. There's been a lot of love. There's been a lot of love, and I feel like that's what you're choosing to focus on. And I feel like the more that you're doing that, the more it's helping you here as well. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. You know, moving forward, the more that you're connecting to like love energy, love frequency, peace, serenity, like you're forgiving people for what could have been transpiring up to this point. And the more that you're doing that, I feel like there's a space here where you're feeling a lot more beautiful, a lot more comfortable within yourself. And I feel like there's a lot more like self-acceptance here as well, right? Right? That's funny. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get one card out for how you can heal this energy. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you for all the comments here as well, right? You guys inspire me. You know, like you give me a reason to wake up every morning, right? All right. Once again, there's a space here where you're focusing a lot more into gratitude. And I feel like that's really helping like pull you through whatever, like, I feel like there's been like a lot of like nervous energy, like a lot of like lip biting, you know, biting fingernails, a lot of like things that you do like that when you're like almost like trying to like not be here, right? And the more that you're having some understandings about this, the better it's going to be for you here as well, right? Like, once again, I feel like there's a lot more connections with people that I don't think that you were necessarily like understanding here as well, but they're coming through and they're really helping you here as well, right? It says savings. As you consistently save for your future is saved. Do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds This is a part of your self-care path to feeling secure as you focus upon your life purpose. Once again, you're going a lot deeper at this time. You're focusing on how you can save, like what it is you're trying to do for tomorrow. Like what are the future goals? Like what are your career plans? Like there's a big space here where it's self-care, and the more that you're doing this, the better you're going to start feeling about yourself, right? Yeah, Scorpio, I feel like at this time you're finding a lot more like love, not only within yourself but other people, and I feel like that's really helping you get through whatever it is you're trying to get through, right? All right, guys, thank you for oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in here as well. I do believe in soulmates. I feel like we have so many soulmates, right? Like I feel like you have like a twin flame, right? But I feel like you have so many different soulmates, people that you're supposed to be meeting here as well. And I feel like God almost like puts these people in your path so you can meet up with them, so you can like almost be there for them, even in like the worst of times, even if it hurts your feelings later. Like these are people you were supposed to be meeting, right? Like these are people that you're supposed to be loving on. And I feel like the more that you connect with these people, I feel like there's almost a space where you almost run away from your soulmates. It feels too connected, and there's almost like a fear of getting hurt that you almost like try to disengage, right? But yeah, soulmates are so real. Even if it's your grandma, even if it's, you know, your best friend down the street, like these are people that are meant for you to meet up with, people that you've known before, and I feel like they will always um come into your life just when they're supposed to, right? And even when they leave, I feel like there's such a space of love and admiration that like you know that your connection was genuine and real, and that's what makes it real, right, guys? All right, have a wonderful day. Thank you for all the subscriptions. Thank you for the likings. Thank you for just tuning in. All right, guys, bye. Have a good one.